Hello, welcome to the second of however many whateverathon vlogs. This will cover the first full week of June. I think it is Tuesday. I have taken the last couple of days off of reading. I have back at work after being off for a whole week, a little more than that actually, and I am ready to get to reading. The book we are going to be starting tonight is A Lesson in Thorns by Sierra Simone. I honestly do not know anything about this, except that it's poly and it's a dark romance. I read Sierra Simone for the first time earlier this year and absolutely fell in love with her writing. And I'm excited to continue to read more of their backlist because I can't even tell you what this is about because I don't know. On the back it says the heir, the dreamer, the priest, the genius, the socialite, the saint. It sounds like it's like 6 kids reuniting when they are older. I have no idea what this is about, but I'm very excited to get to this. So I will be starting this tonight, and you'll get an update when I got one. Hello, it is Friday evening, and the 48-hour readathon has just started. I am behind on where I wanted to be, but we are here nonetheless. I am still reading A Lesson in Thorns by Sierra Simone. This book is weird. It's weird. It's these 6 people who used to know each other as children, reuniting as adults, but there's like a weird mystery thing going on, and the main character's like really obsessed with sex. Like, it is the plot. It seems like. So I'm about 150 pages in. I'm gonna keep going tonight. I'm gonna try to finish this and at least start something else this weekend. I don't know what we're gonna be able to do, but we're gonna see what we can do. I will be up. I just made a pot of coffee. It's like 6-ish p.m. I'm gonna read until I'm gonna try to stay up till midnight like I did with Bookopalathon and see where we get. But I have a lot of things to do I have a couple of things to do this weekend, so I can't stay up too late. So we'll see how this goes, and if I manage to have anything interesting to say about this book, I will let you know. Hello, it is Sunday. No, it's not. Oh my God. It's Saturday. We can tell how my day is going. It is Saturday evening. And we are currently in the middle of the 48-hour readathon. Earlier today, I did finish a book. I finished A Lesson in Thorns by Sierra Simone. I don't know if I can tell you what this book is about. This follows 6 characters who, when they were children, spent a summer at Thornchapel, which is a house, a property in England. And they all disperse, and and our main character, Poe, has not been back in 12 years since she was 10. She's now 22, and she's trying to figure out what happened to her mother, who disappeared, and she's always kind of wanted to go back to Thornchapel, but her dad was like, there's a lot of mystery around there's a lot of mystery in this whole thing. But she gets a job cataloging the library, and so she has to go back to Thornchapel, where she runs into basically everyone that she knew when she was younger and that she hasn't seen in 12 years. And I'm doing a terrible job explaining this because I am not entirely sure. I'm not really sure what I just read. She goes and she's trying to find out what happened to her mother, and she thinks that, there's this job, but there's also this place that she thinks may have secrets, that she thinks may know what happened to her mother. And so when she gets to Thornchapel, there are 5 other people there. They all used to be friends. Some of them have been friends. And they decide to replicate this pagan ritual. I don't even know if the back is even better. But basically, this is erotic romance because the main character spends the entire book fascinated, just obsessed, not even obsessed with. It's just constantly her being like, I have to have sex. This got 3 stars for me. This is another one of those things. I went into this super hyped. I read the new Camelot series by Sierra Simone earlier this year. Fucking loved it. And then there's this where I like the characters. There's not a ton, there's some plot in there, and there's like actually a cliffhanger. But throughout this whole thing, I didn't understand what the hell we were doing. Like, it's like the first, like 75% of this is just like building up to this ritual where, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea how to explain what was going on in this book. I did give it 3 stars. There were parts of this I really did enjoy. There were parts of it I was just utterly confused. I'm just intrigued enough to potentially eventually get to the sequel, because this is a quartet. But I am no longer in a rush. And that makes me terribly sad because I was so excited about this. And it fell flat for me, and I'm sad. But it fulfilled some prompts and got me 2 more bingos. So some of the really other interesting, some of the interesting things about this was that everybody was bisexual. There were characters of color. There was, the main character has narcolepsy. There's a plus size main character. So we got some points here for LGBT and other rep. So this one came out to, so we got 3 prompts. We had the dark romance, what is that called? The and a of that one. And on a previous TBR, which gave, so we had the 3 prompts. I did 3 non-reading prompts because I had a cozy reading night. I joined some sprints, and we are in the middle of the 24-hour readathon. So it counted for all of those. And it actually completed 2 bingos. So I've got the board that I'm trying to keep updated here. So we got the 2 top lines crossed off now. And that leaves me with 6 more prompts that I need to fill. The personal goal one is going to be done tomorrow. So whatever I read next, which I'll talk about in a second because I have no idea, will count for that prompt. And should, in theory, check off a bunch more. I think we should get a bunch more bingos with that. I think I have 3 more books left before I fill the card. So I've taken a little bit of a different strategy now. I'm just trying to fill the card at this point, and then I will use the second, there's a reshuffled card on the Discord that I will use if I manage to fill that whole thing. So the total there, before I go off on a completely different tangent, it was 525. And I'm trying to figure out how to do this next without reading the biggest books on my TBR, because that was book 5. There were 15 books on my TBR, and there are 10 left, and there are 29 days left in the month. That's not true. There are 19 days left in the month. I don't know how to count. So I think what we're gonna do next is, I think what is next is going to be Arctic Sun by Annabeth Albert. This is a male contemporary romance. I have the audiobook of this. I might actually finish this tonight, potentially, or early tomorrow. And this will knock off the water on the cover and continuous series prompts, which will, I think, give me just 1 more bingo 2, but I can't, my list says 2, but I don't know what they are at the moment. So this will knock off, oh, because this will be the, I'm probably going to use this to count as the personal goal once I get there in the morning. It just depends on when I actually finish this. So that will knock off those. And then, this is what I'm a little bit afraid of. The political fantasy I was going to read, and maybe I go back to that. My intention was to read The Unbroken by C.L. Clark. But this baby is chunky. And I am not currently in the mood for things that are going to slow me down. We're just going to talk this out. It's fine. My original goal, the original book I had for political fantasy was The Bridge Kingdom by Daniel L. Jensen, I think. That's going to be a lot easier to get through than this. But this will count as the political fantasy. It is a 2021 release. Oh, I think I need that one too. And this is queer and has POC rep and who knows what else. So this is on the list to be completed potentially soon, unless I can find a different, shorter political fantasy that I already own. And then after that, for host fave, I'm going to continue with my pick for The Atlas, Sick by Olivia Blake, which I believe was on Ashley's list. But this will be the host fave, which will take care of that column. And then across. But like, this is the 3 that I need to finish to complete the card. It will not get me to my 10,000 goal, but I can probably finish them in the next. The problem is this is going to take me at least a week. I just need to admit that I'm not going to read all 15 books. And I think that's okay. I think I'm just still going to do my damnedest. I think I will actually be the most satisfied with myself if I can finish the bingo board. And then, because that'll put me at 5, 6, 7, 8, which is 1 over my goal. And I believe and then if I throw in 1 more sometime after that, it'll be my big goal was just to beat last year's whateverathon goal. I'm too competitive with myself, but that's what we're gonna do. So I think what I'm gonna do now is, nobody is sprinting at the moment. I'm trying to find something to motivate me, but I think I have the audiobook for Arctic Wild, and I think I'm gonna get this one started, see how it goes, maybe try to figure out what else I can manipulate to do this faster with maybe 2 more books. Okay, let's not put all of my inner turmoil on camera. I'm gonna start with this for sure, get working on this, and then figure out what comes after that once this is done. I will update you when I know something. Sunday today, and I finished another book. This morning I finished Arctic Wild by Annabeth Albert. This is a contemporary male-male romance that follows a lawyer in his upper 40s who's finally going on a vacation with a friend of his, and then a couple of friends, and they all bail on him, but he goes on this trip alone just to kind of prove that he's not the workaholic that he is. And there his name is Ruben, and there he meets his like guide for the time. I don't know how long he was supposed to be. I think he was only supposed to be there for like a week or so. And then he meets Toby, who is the kind of the guide throughout all of the different activities that he's going to do while he's there. One time they're in a plane, Toby is flying, and they get some bad weather and they crash, and they basically are both injured in this accident, and then Ruben decides to stay in Alaska. Did I mention this, that they're in Alaska? Ruben decides to stay in Alaska and help Toby, who is the more injured of the two, recuperate, and from there they form a friendship and then a relationship. I really liked this. I gave this 4 stars. This is an age gap because, like I said, Ruben is in his late 40s. Toby, I believe, is like 31. What I really liked about this is that the age gap was not the crux of the conflict. And I think I've said this somewhere before, but I don't mind age gap. I definitely mind when the entire conflict in the story is based around the fact that one of them is, it's usually the older one, is upset that they're older. Like, it comes into play here, but it's just not like the focal point of the conflict, which I fucking loved. This is book 2 in Annabeth Albert, what is this called? Frozen Hearts series. I've had these are published in 2019. I've had them since they came out, but I just have not gotten around to completing them. So I was really happy that I was able to use this to fulfill some whateverathon prompts. This filled 3 prompts. Favorite genre in contemporary romance, water on the cover, and continuous series. We got 3 non-reading prompts, which would have been join sprints, join the 24-hour readathon, and I did complete, you will see a little, I think I got a clip of that. I have finished my Peloton goal that I was looking for this morning, so we got that, which gave us 3 bingos. We got the one of the diagonals, the right hand vertical, and the middle vertical. I lost my dot, so I just have to rely on my little X's. And yeah, so where are we? So that gave the book a total of 625 points. There was LGBT rep, obviously. There was some POC rep that was also in there. So we got we got every kind of point you can get for a book, I think. So currently I am sitting at 5,300 even, which we're a little bit shy of halfway through the month, is a little bit over half of my goal. The problem then becomes the next book that I will be reading is this chunker. This is The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke, and I don't know a ton about this at all. It's a political fantasy. It came out in 2021, so it hits 2 prompts. And at least those 2. I have to figure out if there's another. It is queer. There is POC rep in there. And I don't know a ton else about this, except for the fact that it's like 500. Oh, it's not quite 500. Almost 500 pages. I do have the audiobook, so I will be listening to that alongside this just to get through this. I did watch C.L. Clarke on something and just absolutely was drawn to them as just as a person, as an author, and the way they speak. So I'm really excited to get to this. I did mention, I think I was going to trade this out for Bridge Kingdom, but I want this one. This is the one that I want. So we're going to go through that. We're going to move on to that maybe in a little bit. I completely forgot, despite the fact that it's like my favorite day of the year. Tonight is the Tony Awards. And that is like a cancel all the plans, you know, sit on the couch and enjoy. Especially since Darren Criss is hosting the pre-show first part. I don't understand how they've been doing these lately, but that's fine. So that's happening, but it's not even 3 p.m. yet. So I've got a few hours. I just don't know. I'm ready to dive back into reading at the moment, but I'm going to catch up on some things. I haven't decided if I'm just going to throw all of this plus next week into one vlog. I don't know that I have a lot for this week, because I am back to work. I did not read 4 books. I only read 2. I think. Was it 2? Yeah, because I finished him last weekend. I only finished 2 books. I think I might roll over into next week. And so we're going to continue on with this. Maybe today, maybe Tuesday. Tomorrow is Monday, which for me is Roswell, New Mexico night. So I very seldomly have to schedule my reading around television because it's usually, there's not a lot of it, but here we are with a lot of it. So I'm gonna kind of catch up on some things, and then I think you'll see me tomorrow in this vlog. I think that's what we're gonna do. Just, I'm making a decision, and that's what we're gonna do. I will let you know when I have something to update for this. Oh, and the other there's only 2 books left for me to black out that card. So it's gonna be The Unbroken I have 3 prompts left. It is the political fantasy in the 2021 release, which this will cover. And then we have the host fave, which I'm going to be reading the Atlas 6. I think I'm gonna grab the audio for this as well, just to get through them. And then we'll see where we're at. I don't know where we're gonna be at and where we're gonna be at because I think, fingers crossed, by the time you actually see this, I will have finished this and at least started this. I don't know. I am strategizing and always 10 feet ahead of where I need to be. So I'm gonna go figure out what's next on my agenda for the day, whether it is reading or whatnot, and then I will see you when I have another update for you. Hi. It is Saturday. I'm really glad that I combined this week with last week because there's not a whole lot to talk about at the moment. But I did finish another book. But the road to get to this finish has been a long one because the thing is that the next 2 books that I need to read to finish the bingo board are both adult fantasy. Kind of just want to read romance right now, but I did finish the Atlas 6 by Libby Blake, and I actually really enjoyed this. If you would have asked me like 24 hours ago if I would have given this 4 stars, I would have told you probably not, but I have just put it through and it came out with 4 stars. So, and I'm kind of really intrigued about the sequel. So this is a dark academia fantasy book about 6 people who are recruited to be potentially initiated into the secret society, only to find out that, of course, things are not as they seem. 6 go in, and we know that only 5 will get initiated. So there's that. This is very character driven, so I think it took me so long to get like interested in what was actually happening until I actually started to kind of connect a little bit with the characters. And maybe part of this was because I listened to it on audio, but there were points where I was like, who are you and what are you doing? And like, but when we got about halfway, I was like, oh, hey, I'm kind of intrigued by some of them and I kind of understand what's going on. But yeah, this is very character driven. So it took me a little bit longer to kind of care what was going on. And then I got to about the halfway point this morning and am much more intrigued. The ending was kind of cool. So not as bad as I thought it would be. So the only new prompt, I can't remember what the prompt, I think I have 3 prompts for this. The only new prompt that this book ticked off was host fave, since this was one of Ashley's favorites. And then I still have 2 left. And it's the political fantasy in the 2021 release. And as I've mentioned previously, I was going to read The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke. I have started it. The problem is me, not this book. I'm just wasn't in the mood to learn a new fantasy world and kind of put myself in here. I got 51 pages in. It's not bad. I'm just not in the mood for this. But I also need to finish my bingo card. So I have a long weekend. It is Saturday. I have tomorrow and Monday off. I am going to, I think, probably take a little bit of break from reading and then pick up a romance. I don't know what yet. But then hopefully get back to this and get this finished within the next like week. I noticed that I could only finish like 50 pages a night, which with that many, that's a lot of days. And we're running out of days in the readathon. So that's just going to be the plan. I don't want to force myself to read this to the point where I don't like it because I'm just forcing myself. But I think now that I've read one fantasy, if I just like take a little break and just do like a nice, do I have anything angsty? Just something a little bit easier to get through, a little faster to get through, and then move on to this chunker. It sounds super cool. Like I am excited about this. I don't know. We were having a hard time, and have until yesterday or this morning. I spent like 2 days not reading, and that's not normal for me lately. So there's that. It is Saturday. I am going to hopefully, but it is, I have the rest of the day to myself. I'm going to probably figure out, I'm going to go veg for a little bit now that I finished a book. And then I'll start something romancy. I'll see what, I might even pick something that wasn't on my original TBR that just fits some prompts. I'm not going to be too picky at this point because I just want something that's romance. I'm going to go do that. Dinner. There are sprints. Currently doing sprints for Jade's Pokeathon. But then there are other sprints on later tonight. So I'm going to take a break and hopefully be ready to read something again later tonight. And I will let you know when I have something to talk about. Hello, it is Sunday the 19th, and I'm gonna wrap this up here, mostly because I haven't been making good progress on a whole lot. I finished the Atlas 6, as I think I've told you, and then last night as like a palette cleanser, I started a book called Ghost by Jill Abernathy, and then DNF'd it at 50%. I probably shouldn't have picked this up. It's like a mafia romance where the heir to the family kills the district attorney, and then they hire this fixer to come in and clean things up. The fixer and the heir kind of start of a thing. I was cool. It was like okay, and then the knife came out, and I said nope. So DNF for knife play. I did not. The second it came out, I was like, yeah, gotta go. Not a thing for me. So that was DNF'd. I'm not counting it for anything, which basically means I had a nice little relaxing break, but we didn't make any progress on anything because it was DNF'd. So quick plan for the rest of the month. This is probably going to be one more vlog after this. I think I don't know, I keep changing my mind. So we are, I don't know where I am at with points at the moment. I do know that I need to finish 5 more books to get to the 10,000 points that I was hoping for, which probably not, but we're gonna try. Once I finish one of these, I can move on to a second bingo board, so I might be able to do, my makeup is not cooperating today, so you'll have to deal, this is makeup, not someone hitting me in the face. So I will move in, so hopefully we can get some kind of bonus points from getting bingos on the second board, but I don't know where we're at with any of this anymore. So plan for, I am about to go out. It is Father's Day, so we were going over to my parents, but I am off tomorrow, so any time that I have today and tomorrow is going to be spent finishing The Unbroken by C.L. Clark and getting this finished. I think I have like, on 2x speed, I think I have like 8-ish hours left of the audio. So if I can dedicate time tonight, maybe, and tomorrow for sure, then we might be good to get this done. So that's the plan. So then once I finish those, I think it's going to be Arctic Heat, Roommate, and it happened one summer because I feel like this needs to be read. It's a summer book, and I know the summer is not almost over, but I want to read this. I want the summer books in the summer. And then I have one more book that I've to be determined. I was trying last night for a dark romance. It was dark, just not something I could spend more of my time on. So I'm going to try to find something else, something dark, something LGBT, not a mafia route. I don't know. I'll have to pay more attention to the triggers because I can't. It is not for me. So that's the plan for the rest of the month. Questionable whether we will succeed, but for me personally, as long as I finish this one bingo board, I will be okay. I know I had very big goals for this month that I'm not going to probably make, but I'm having a good time with the exception of that one book. So that's all that really matters. So I'm going to go. I have to head out to my parents now. And I'm going to wrap this up so that we can just start next vlog with The Unbroken. So please leave a thumbs up if you have liked this. Comment down below and let me know how your June reading has gone. Have you DNF'd anything? If you don't have anything to say, maybe just leave it's Pride, rainbow emoji. And I will see you in the next one. I am really excited. Tomorrow I'm going to be filming a bunch of stuff because I know the content on this channel has been scarce and just vlogs, but I have some ideas and I'm excited to get to them. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.